everyone, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me for this video. Cancer, this is your reading for April. Now, the weirdest thing is I have just done a massive reading for you. It took a very long time because, in fact, there were some cards that turned up that required a little bit of working through. Now, there was no sound on the recording at all when I had finished, and that was 3 different splits of videos. So I may show you a little bit of it at the end of your reading that I'm going to be doing now, but it was kind of too long for me to go back and redo, so I'm just going to start from scratch and do whole new cards. I'll be interested to see if any of the other ones turn up again. Anyhow, it was a strange recording because plenty of weird things happened during the time I was recording for you as well. Just really weird stuff. So it was obviously meant to go missing. Coming back to April, it is still an energetic month. There is a lot going on. March has been fairly turbulent anyhow globally, and I'm sure most of you know some of the events that took place, especially here in New Zealand, in my hometown of Christchurch. So April still bodes plenty of transitional movement within the planets. Jupiter's retrograde on the 10th of April. We have the full moon in Libra, which is the second one on the 19th of April. On the 24th of April, Pluto goes retrograde, and on the 29th of April, Saturn goes retrograde. So it is a busy month. It's very active, and I think the world will still be exhibiting that. So anyhow, to get back to the reading, I am going to be picking 4 cards from here, the Morgan Greer, and then some from across here, which you can't see at the moment, but there's different ones we can use for clarifiers. So as I say, I will be really interested to see if we repeat any of the events of earlier. So let's start shuffling. I have shuffled a few times for you guys in mind, but we will shuffle again. This is for Cancer for April for 2019. What would you like to show us? And this time, what would we like to hear? Because last time we heard nothing, which is bizarre, but it is what it is. Sometimes other events just decide to get in the way and they rule the day. So it's all good, no problems. So Cancer. What are we going to do for Cancer today? And what are you showing us? Okay, yep. All right, I'm as interested as anyone because I want to see if any of the cards turn up or if any of the messages sort of feel as though they're going to pop up again. So your first card is the Knight of Rods. He definitely wasn't there last time. Your second card is the Hanged Man. That's one major arcana card. Your third card is the Ace of Rods, which is a beautiful card, beginnings. And your fourth one is the Sun. Well, I can tell you quite clearly that these are very, very different mix of cards than what came out the first time around. So, you know, these two in particular are very, very positive and exude newness and energy and positivity. There's nothing wrong with these two either. That he is also about new creativity and action coming in. So let's start with him, the Knight of Rods. He follows on through his brother, which is the Page, and the Knight of Rods comes to us with quite a lot of excitement and, you know, hyped up energy levels. He's a fire sign type energy, so he can be representative of that as a person too. So some of you may have a fire sign person around you who is igniting passion at one level or another, or igniting creativity within you. So this could be a collaboration, or it just could be ideas that are being instigated and acted upon. Let's see what is a clarifier for him. So a clarifier for the Knight of Rods for Cancer, please, guys. Okay. Wow, number 19, the light, which is the sun. Beautiful. You've got two suns that have come through. I wonder if that meant metaphorically a sun, as in a male, like a sun. In your last reading, you did have a couple of cards that also duplicated themselves, interestingly enough, and it's not that common. So this card, instead of calling it the sun, is worded light. Now, again, this just means amazing energy. You can see the energy emanating in the card, just like pulling down onto her. And actually, before I carry on too much further, I should have mentioned that April is also the month of Easter. And in that time around the earth, we can see a lot of light bodies or extra light dimensions coming down onto the earth plane. Now, these are sort of spiritual essences. They can often be described as, you know, etheric beings or cosmic beings, sometimes celestial angelic beings, also things like the ascended masters and the Christ white light as well. So it's really powerful if you want. It's a powerful time to be able to surround yourself in this light and pull on it and harvest it like she is doing. Utilize the energies, okay? It's also a really good time to connect very clairvoyantly with these energies and psychically, and to also feel them. You can sometimes feel them coming in through the crown chakra area and the third eye. You can feel tingles around your body. You might find synchronistic events occurring and messages like feathers dropping or finding coins or butterflies or anything along those lines as well. But this card represents new beginnings, awakenings, awareness, ideas, fertility, conception, movement, action. It's all really, really positive. So I might just take another one from there as well. Oh my God. Now you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So two aces in here as well, you know, and this one talks about prosperity beginning, and this is the wands, which has to do with career oftentimes, or to do with our creativity and our passions. That one is the same because it's the wands, and although this is the pentacles, it is another ace and it represents some form of prosperity. Now, oftentimes this is associated with money, so it can be the offering of or concepts of new jobs or employment. If some of you are self-employed, this might be a new breakthrough idea or project you have in your business, or it could be a new loan that's coming or payments that you've been waiting on. So it can be financial abundance. Some of you, as I say, a new job which pays better or offers more. It can just be the whole new seat of creativity that could be coming in one way or another. So this column here, even though the Knight of Rods doesn't seem that exciting a card to look at, he is full of fire and passion and inspiration and ideas and action. Go, go, go. And we certainly see action in here, and movement and excitement and powering up. And then we see the birth of the formation of, the starting of. So it's a wonderful row and a great way to have started your reading. We come to the Hanged Man, and he often has an illumination around his head in other decks, meaning he is learning a lot. He can also reference a little bit of pain in the head or neck areas, so sometimes headaches or eye aches or something along those lines. He is often at a crossroad in life, and he's trying to figure out where he's going. He might have come to a point where something needs to change. And again, this can be any area of your life. It could be a job, it could be your health, it could be relationships, money, spiritual path in life. Because often he gets this illumination around the head, meaning he can find some sort of spiritual connection, some sort of illumination or pathway, or understanding his journey to a greater level. So he's a powerful card with many different possibilities. Let's have a look at this deck here and see a clarifier for the Hanged Man. This is for Cancer, clarifier for the Hanged Man. One more shuffle. The Angel of Strength. What a beautiful card. So this strength, it feels as though it's being brought to you again from like a celestial high, from something greater than ourselves. So it's knowledge that we can learn and utilize and become more powerful with. So sometimes he takes the time out to find his inner strength, or to find or regain balance in life. So if any of you have felt like your strength was waning, or you had a weakness in a certain area of your life, this feels like someone, or yourself primarily, I guess, or celestial helpers or something, are guiding you to take maybe the time to regain your strength, or to re-find it or reconnect with it. It really is essentially a beautiful card. It's very peaceful. It is like the Strength card in the traditional tarot. So it talks to us very much about emotional strength, spiritual strength, finding also strength within the body's connective points, or the chakra points. So balancing the body. And it's kind of what he is trying to do, because in parts he was unbalanced a little bit before he got to this junction point in life. He can also mean that there is a slowing down of an event, that something you may want to have happen is stalling, a process is stalling, and it can be a relatively major event. So that's why we say you're at a crossroads, and sometimes this stalling enables you to do different things, like to go down a different direction, make a different choice, find inner strength. So yeah, I think if some of you have had strength that's been physically drained, it might be a really good time to pay attention to your physical body and to realign it and to re-nourish it and replenish it as such. We might do one more. From the John Holland. Just one more clarifier for that column, because it's quite a powerful, those two cards are quite powerful in and of themselves. So we'll just see what the final clarifier is there for that column. Well, it's upside down. It doesn't really matter, because it almost looks then like he is up the right way. But it's, my God, you know. And I think I said the same thing in your previous reading. I said when the universe conspires to make something so obvious, it does a great job of it. So, Angel of Strength, spiritual strength. And I said to you guys that the chakra points might have been out of balance, and it might be a really good time to rebalance those areas of your body, because they are the spiritual keyholes or access points for us to make sure that our spirituality is aligned, and then we get the spiritual strength come through. So if there's been blockages, or if there's been a stagnation, you know, it might be a really good time to just pay some dedication to this aspect of your life in the month of April. And then, of course, we're also talking about physical strength as well, making sure your physical body is strong enough so that the spiritual aspects of you can flow freely, and you can obtain the beautiful messages that come with it. So that is basically the Nine of Wands, that card. And the Nine of Wands can also tell us, don't give up on a situation or project that you're on, because you're coming to a completion. So if this crossroads comes and you find a project is stalled, you are being told to just gain inner strength, which will give you wisdom and insight on the way to move forward, or to get the project going again. And this project could be a creative one, or it could be something you are passionate about. So again, very, very powerful column with all the strength in here. So we come to the Ace of Rods, and it is again, and about our creative sector, we can see this is an oak branch and it's in the new paradigm with the new oak leaves just growing. So it's like spring when ideas are flourishing and coming to life. It can be very quick, but it is still in the transitory stage because it's coming to you from the clouds. So this is potentially new ideas, inspiration, passion, propositions. Sometimes this is a very good time for potentially finding or being offered new jobs. Now sometimes this Knight of Rods, as we talked about before, can be the offer of new jobs as well. So there's a lot of sun, there's a lot of light in this reading, there's a lot of aces, a lot of prosperity, a lot of strength. You guys are doing very, very well. So let's see what's next in terms of clarifying for the Ace of Rods. So this is for Cancer for the Ace of Rods. Oh, there we are. I think we have finished. The third chakra, Archangel Chamuel, which is in this area here, obviously of the body. It's also migrating up to the heart a little bit and goes right up through to the crown chakra. So this area is our gut instinct area. It's also the physical strength of our body that holds our body upright, not unlike the chap here hanging on the cross. So not the cross, the whatever he's hanging on. It's beautiful that an archangel has come in. I feel there were two angels here anyhow, because you've got the angel of strength as well. So you have been imbued with some beautiful celestial white light energy, as I mentioned at the beginning of the reading. And all three of these celestial lights that are coming in are all positioned in the same place at the moment. They're all there in the middle. So Chamuel is very good at giving you this strength. And remember to connect intuitively with your gut instincts. So it's being, when we are connected at that level, we then make the right decisions about events coming to us and ideas coming to us. We will make a more accurate decision. And I've talked about that over here very much. So the message is still being really amplified. And I mentioned to you about clearing these chakra lines for you. Well, you've got another message for it again. So I think there is something for you guys, Cancer, about your spiritual strength as well as the physical body strength, because this one doesn't just denote the chakra part of that body, it also denotes the physical aspects. So some of you may have a blockage or something going on in the physical body around where he's holding that glowing ball of light. So you can utilize him or even this card if you want. You could take a photo of that card and you could put it on your stomach if you are having any stomach problems, such as like celiacs or irritable bowel. So any bowel or stomach or intestines type problems, or even any lower back or kidney pains, you could utilize this card and its energy to really help nourish and heal that part of your body. Also do some physical exercises, eat some foods that contain those colors, do some meditations as well. So we definitely are getting some messages here about your physicality and your spiritual overall health and well-being. One more, shall we, from this, just to see another message for the Ace of Rods and Archangel Chamuel. What is the next clarifier? Door to personal healing and happiness. And it's a beautiful card in and of itself. Do you remember at the very beginning I talked about synchronistic events and I said that feathers could turn up? Well, actually we've had more than just this feather, but I do see that beautiful dove there flying, and think of the white feathers. And interestingly enough, on my desk I have a beautiful white feather that I picked up at the beach the other day. And I thought to myself, well, clearly the bird that decided to leave it no longer needs it. So I love collecting feathers. So there's some synchronicity in this for you. There's also a rainbow there, and it's the door to personal healing and happiness. And we've just spent so much time talking about some sort of healing for you guys. So whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical, bearing in mind that this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for each and every one of you, I feel that this is a time where some sort of movement or healing could take place if it's required. We do certainly see a lot of positivity both through here. You're getting all this celestial support. You're getting a lot of celestial helpers coming in. You're also getting these messages about finding healing at many different levels. Some of you, this could involve pets, and some of you might find that pets are on your mind, possibly cats, and maybe there's something going on with your cats in the month of April. Some of you may lose a pet, and some of you may gain a new pet. So look at all the feathers, 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 feathers. So they're around everywhere. So take heed of any that pop up in your daily life as well. So we come to the sun. We've kind of talked a little bit about it over here, and I think I much rather prefer the energy of this card than this one. But this one tells us a little more insight about the fertility of it, the fact that it can often transpire to offer new love, new romance. So for some of you looking, there is an opportunity that this may be in the air for you. Otherwise, it could be just nourishing already existing relationships and bringing them into a deeper, more committed realm, finding young love again between yourselves, like finding that wonderful euphoria that you have when you first find a relationship. It may stimulate feelings of those again for older relationships that are feeling a bit worn out or tatty, or not much spark anymore, or the sun can spark us all up and bring that back. Also a time of conception and fertility as well. So this can be a time when babies might be conceived. It's also possibly around families, the transition of families coming together, so blended families moving together, new family formations, people coming into families that hadn't been previously. Let's do a clarifier here for the sun. And so businesses, very good for businesses, new businesses, the concepts of, the forming of. You've got a lot of potential messages in here about businesses, entrepreneurial energy, and making a success of them right now, or having them start, or the concepts behind them. So clarifier for the sun. Well, that's a really interesting juxtaposition, isn't it? The Devil card. I'm pretty sure in the first video I did for you guys that this card did actually come out. He's turned up a lot lately in the last couple of readings, because I think Gemini got him as well. So technically he is the total opposite of the sun, because he's the devil. So he's underground, if you thought of it in terms of the analogies that we use. He can often represent a Capricorn energy, so this may relate to a Capricorn person, and it could be that it could be this type of thing happening, like an intense, passionate feeling or relationship, but it might be out of balance, and it might be one-sided, or it might be a little bit aggressive or abusive for some of you, if that is a possibility. I am going to pull further clarifiers. It can also mean we are unbalanced ourselves, meaning that there is a need to bring some form of balance back into life, because that's basically what he is. So possibly we're being tempted by something that is not good for us, but everything in the sun is good. So we do need another clarifier and find out what's going on here. So this is for Cancer, a clarifier on our devil, who has come out a lot today. I did say in your previous reading, not that you can hear it because there was no sound, that there was a lot going on in and around the reading, in and around the area. There was weird noises happening, movement, and I said it's just a strange energy. And then he came out, And it's almost like he's still here today. So something is going on in the background today. Yes, well, that's the Seven of Wands. We've got more wands out, and it's just as saying to stand your ground. So if there is someone around that you might find is a bit strong or pushy or creating a kind of a bit of a darker energy, and this is dark energy here again in the background, it's about being firm and perhaps not giving in to temptation, and standing up for your rights and being heard. This is very much about speaking your rights and knowing, you know, not to give in and not to be pushed around, in particular when this card turns up. But it just still doesn't go with what this is. This is so gentle and perfect and sweet and, you know, opportunistic and light. And these two both have come out are quite dark. So this darkness is pervading something. It's like hiding this light somehow. So because it's a general reading, you're going to have to think yourselves, how do these three match up? How do they connect? What is their message? Is this, because this is often about talking about going back to childlike energies, to bringing child positivity and innocence into situations, to feeling that happiness and laughter and bringing the light in. I'm just having a feeling it's about something about bringing the light in, because if we go back to John Holland's meanings, he says light. So bring the light in. If there's something dark that happens in April that you're around or surrounded by, or people around you are involved in it, bring the light in at any level. Bring these guys in at any level, and know that you are going to find the strength at strength is just so much strength and light in your reading. Just know that you will find it. I still think you've got overall, there's so much positivity with these aces, you know, door to personal happiness and healing, the sun, the light, these angels, this spiritual strength. But there was just something towards the end that gave us a hint of some sort of darkness, that, and again there's the ring of light underneath it, that the light must be let in somehow to something and possibly someone. So I guess we will leave it there, Cancer, and we'll let you guys infuse your thoughts into that whole situation and see what you think of it. But thank you all for joining me. I'm really, really hoping that the sound is working on this, because I'm not doing another one. I'm just not going to do another one. It goes against my judgment to pull another set of cards anyhow, but the other reading was just too complicated to sit with. Anyhow, I will put a little bit of it for you to visually have a look at the end of this. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful April. Really get inspired on these aces that have shot into your reading, and all of the rest of this beautiful light and activation, activity, love, the whole works. So thank you again, guys. Check your moon and rising signs. Take care. Much love. Namaste.